Hi guys, it's Lizzie from the Academy team and I finally got my hands on the brand new Sony A7C. So much to talk about with this camera, so let's jump right in with the spec. We have a 24.2 megapixel backside illuminated full frame XMOR-R CMOS sensor with a Bion ZX processor. Now this is the same as we saw with the A7 Mark III, so we know this camera is going to be able to perform 10 frames per second continuous shooting, an expandable ISO range of up to 204,800, real-time IAF for both humans and animals, and also the real-time tracking AF, which is exactly what we saw on the A7R Mark IV, so absolutely incredible focusing. An electronic viewfinder, a 3-inch vari-angled flippy all the way around screen, which is also touch control, 4K movie recording at 30p and full HD recording at 120p. Wow, so they've definitely crammed a lot of the stuff we've come to love from the classic A7s into a smaller body. So I guess we should talk about where this camera differs, and it does all come down to its size. This is currently the world's smallest and lightest full frame camera body. And just for visual reference, if we compare it to the A7 III, which I've got here, it is much smaller, probably more comparable in size to an A6000 model, which is fantastic news for those of you who want to keep your kit bag small. The Sony A7C also features a fully articulated, flippy all the way around LCD screen, which I absolutely love, and I am so happy that they've started adding this to their new cameras. For me, it just makes shooting so much simpler. And if you're out there and you're looking for a full frame vlogging solution, then this could well be it, as you'll be able to flip the screen around and frame yourself so that you know you're in shot. Good news is though, with a smaller body, we do still have an electronic viewfinder, and unlike the traditional A7 shape, it's now positioned on the side, very similar to an A6000-ish camera, so if you're used to shooting one of those, very familiar user experience. Other changes to the aesthetics of this camera, we've got the big old start-stop record button on the top here, which is a far better position, far more familiar position as well for people when you want to record your videos. And we've got a single control dial on the back to change all of your settings. Menu system wise, it is the classic Sony menu. It's a shame that they didn't put the new menu system on here like you get with the A7S Mark III, but if you're a Sony user, still going to be familiar to navigate your way around. And if you're switching over from a different brand, just like with anything else, it will take a bit of time, but you'll get used to it. It's all well and good talking through the spec of a camera and how it looks, but the real question is, how does it perform in the real world? Well, that is what I'm about to go and find out. Now this might come as a shock to some of you, but being only 5'2" 3/4" tall, I got some pretty small hands. So for me, the smaller the better, especially when I need to get a good firm grip of something. And it's probably really important when it comes to vlogging. And for me, this is where the Sony A7C really stands out. It is the perfect size for all you vloggers out there. And with the brand new 28 to 60mm f4 to 5.6 lens, it really is the perfect travel setup if you want full frame. The real-time tracking and IAF is incredible, and personally for me, I find Sony's focusing to be some of the best on the market nowadays. The time you save while shooting or filming, because you're not constantly having to check to make sure that you are actually in focus, makes a huge difference. The flippy screen does its job brilliantly by giving me more freedom when composing shots of either myself or when it's just an awkward angle and I don't want to crouch or lie on the floor. Under these flappy bits, we've got ourselves the mic and headphone jacks, USB-C charging ports and micro HDMI, and also our memory card slot. It's a single card slot, which is slightly disappointing to see these days, but completely understandable because it is helping to keep the size of the body down. Just remember though, if you are video recording, make sure you've got lots of extra cards handy with you because there's no record limit with the Sony A7C. If we take a closer look into the video, the 4K recording is actually oversampled full width 6K, and looking at the clips we filmed with it, it looks very impressive. And you've also got Sony's S-Log2, S-Log3 and HLG modes. The 10 frames per second continuous shooting works brilliantly when paired with the autofocus system for capturing your fast moving shots. So this camera for me is proving itself to be a really good all-rounder. If you're after something small, but you still want that fantastic quality, then you've found it with this camera. If you'd like to find out any more information on the Sony A7C, then head on over to jessops.com now, or pop into your local store where one of our experts will be more than happy to help. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that bell icon so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.